Here we go. Blvkhvnd versus Full Send here. We can see again, we've got that Cinderace in that central area, and we have that Charizard in that central area. Both of them not evolved yet. They're just little babies, Jeff.
In this 1-1-3 metagame, all of the action to start for the most part occurs in this bottom path. We see these characters pushing in to try and secure that contested Audino in the center, going to Slowbro for Team Blvkhvnd to start. Lucario's mostly just playing past each other's in the top path.
That's right. They run right by each other. They KO Pokemon on the other side. They continue to score and stack that attack weight, just making them more and more powerful here. And now they are taking these Apoms so that they can hopefully get to level 4 before the big fight here at the 850 Vespiquen and Combees.
Those of you at home might be wondering, why did the lane Apoms not get knocked out on the way to the lane? Well, in this 1-1-3 metagame, that first Audino in the center that gets contested is so critically important. It's very common for teams to skip these wild Pokemon in lane so they can get to that Audino slightly sooner.
We can see we have a level 5 Lucario actually from both sides right now, but not a lot happening in this top path fight. I think probably a little more is going on down here on the bottom. You can see it is cleaned up by the time we get there.
And you see here kind of looking for who's achieved an advantage to start here. We still have 2 level 3s on the right for Full Send, but we have 2 4s and a 5 for Blvkhvnd. Definitely the early game advantage going to this team that has the Slowbro that's a little bit better at contesting last hits on wild Pokemon.
Blvkhvnd able to get a KO in this top lane as well. It actually seems like everything's going well for them right now. This bottom path, they seem to be getting most of the wild Pokemon, and this top path, they're able to take out that Lucario.
Well, it is worth noting, I called out at the start of the game that Charizard is going to be looking to be level 9 for this first Dreadnought. That KO that Blvkhvnd was able to get in the top path was not free. They were much slower to start their clear through their center path the second time through, which is going to give Celestial for Full Send a chance to get a third clear before that Dreadnought objective.
Yeah, extremely important. The team with the better Unite moves at that first big team battle in the bottom path, that team often is the one that wins.
That being said, Celestial biting off a little bit more than they could chew. They're very difficult to dive an opposing Pokemon on their point when you're this early in the game, and appropriately getting punished for trying to do so.
Incredibly aggressive plays here by this Cinderace. You love to see it really fighting that Lucario hard in the top path here. And we have the bees spawning again at 720, and it looks like Blvkhvnd able to take every bit of it.
Yeah, it looks like Full Send here just kind of conceding the fact that they're behind in the bottom lane. So instead of trying to contest bees that they're not likely to get many of anyways, they're just securing the Audinos on their side to get what levels they can without risking knockouts on themselves.
The difference right now here, Jeff, between that level 6 and 7 Ivysaur is massive. One has Petal Dance, the other does not, and that means it is just so brutal in this fight. However, Lucario from Full Send securing that Dreadnought.
Yeah, this was a really important objective to start having happen. I think Blvkhvnd's center path character, Cinderace, was in a position to hit 9 before Charizard did for Full Send, which means that they were going to be behind if the objective didn't disappear quickly.
And look at it here, Blvkhvnd, a lot of Eos energy here, but no one breaking these bottom goals, sticking to the strategy of keeping them up so that they can continue to level up by KOing those wild Pokemon.
Yeah, experience is the name of the game in Pokemon Unite if you are playing towards a team fight at the end here. And Charizard showing why being over-leveled is so powerful. Having your Unite move when the other team does it gives you a huge leg up in these engagements.
We can see Charizard here at level 9. Cinderace, however, its counterpart on the other side, level 10 already. Big close combat from Lucario. Nice KO there for Full Send. Another one going down, Slowbro going down in this bottom lane.
Pretty big difference in positioning from the two teams that causes the result that we're seeing in that bottom path. The center path Cinderace for Blvkhvnd has gone to the top, which is their highest level character, whereas Charizard for Full Send was in the bottom to help push that advantage in the 4-on-4.
And we can see we now have Venusaur for Full Send, and this is a player to watch. Red Love, one of the best Venusaurs in the game. And as soon as this Pokemon evolves, and then once it gets level 13, you are just going to see a massive playmaker in that Venusaur.
Well, for those of you looking at the score totals at the top, you're going to notice they're incredibly close. I would like to draw your eyes to the character levels on the left and right side of the screen that really help us get the fuller picture of what's going on in this match. We'll see Fullsend has a couple of level 10s and no level 7s, and they are solidly over leveled on Blackhand, which gives them a giant leg up in these team fight engagements.
Yeah, that first Dreadnought fight is extremely important because you are just seeing the level difference there, and it makes a big difference. Just like if you're playing a mainline Pokemon game and your Pokemon are a higher level, it is the same here in Pokemon Unite. It is a huge advantage.
Yep, we see that Cinderace giving up the top point to go clear wild Pokemon in that center path, which ultimately allows Charizard and Lucario to push their advantage here. We're going to get a perfect overcap if they want it. Are we choosing not to break the top point as well? That's interesting.
That is very interesting because, okay, they're going back to break it. I was going to say this is a huge overdunk here, but they wanted to keep the goals up, it seemed like, for a minute. They're down here at this Dreadnought fight in the bottom path. We have a Unite move from Eldegoss. Oh my goodness! Is everyone going to go down on Blackhand? Maybe if this Lucario goes down. That is every single member of Blackhand going down in this fight. Full send dominating that team engagement.
You know, we talked about how important these powerful Unite moves are. That fight, if you watch it back again, was incredibly close, but then Eldegoss for Fullsend slammed down with its Unite move, not only shoving away the opposing Pokemon, but more importantly, healing everyone on Fullsend that was grouped up for it.
Eldegoss is such an amazing Pokemon, Jeff. It heals your team, it gives them a shield, it hurts the enemy, it secures objectives. It's no wonder that it is one of the most common Pokemon picked in this game.
Yeah, it really has a role that's very unique inside of these games where team fighting is what you're looking to do. No other character in Unite currently can provide the same amount of sustain in these long fights, keeping your characters that are meant to survive surviving longer.
Interesting. We have Unite moves coming down here. This is a pretty even fight so far, and it actually looks like Blackhand. No, this Lucario says, no, thank you. I'm taking you all out. Is he able to secure this KO? Here we go. This would be big for him. There's a 2-level difference. Wow.
That was huge knockout. Okay, Redlove comes in to clean back up. So ultimately, that fight going in the way of Fullsend because they still have that outside point with the speed zone, allowing Redlove to return to the battle more quickly.
And we do see Redlove made it to that very crucial level 13 for Venusaur. Something I talk about a lot with that Pokemon is you need to get it to level 13, whether you're using Solar Beam or you're using Petal Dance, Giga Drain. You need to get that Pokemon to 13 because the power spike there is massive. Look at the area effect of that attack.
Yeah, speaking of level 13, Venusaur is the third level 13, excuse me, now there's level 14 even for Fullsend, while Blackhand does not even have their second just yet, just ticked over here. Levels are actually shaping up to be an incredibly close endgame engagement here. Positioning is going to be very important, and it looks like Fullsend is getting the forward position in the pit.
Yeah, they've got that Rotom that Blackhand had to deal with in the top path there, so Fullsend is in a great spot here. They don't need this fight. Blackhand needs it, so they're kind of finding their positioning, just seeing where they want to come in at. They have 2 goals that Blackhand can score on here, so they're just trying to watch all the points on this map.
Yeah, the points here at the end kind of dictate who needs to be the aggressor in this final engagement. Because Blackhand is down almost 200 points, they're the ones that need to push in and take the fight because they're losing if they don't do something.
Lucario diving right into that enemy team, and of course we have Unite moves coming down from just about everyone. Charizard takes to the skies right here. Venusaur's Unite, Cinder's Unite, thrown to that back line. Who is going down here? Only Eldegoss so far. Venusaur going down on Fullsend. It actually looks like Blackhand might be taking this engagement here. They are continuing to push forward. 3 members of Fullsend down, and I think they're going to get this Zapdos.
Zapdos secure is coming. Can they keep out this Lucario? Charizard's coming back in now. It's a disaster! Stolen by the Lucario from Fullsend.
And you have to know, Jeff, we were both watching that Lucario walk casually towards that Zapdos the whole time. I'm not saying there was something they could have easily done about it, but you're watching this character make its way towards the Zapdos, and you know it has an amazing secure, and it was able to Fullsend taking that Zapdos, even though they actually got handled pretty well in that fight.
Yep. Eldegoss failing to score on the outside point with that zap up. Because remember, even though Fulsend was able to steal that very important objective, they did not get any dunks afterwards because 4 of their team members were knocked out. These outside goal points heal less than the inside ones. So with the almost entirety of Blackhand closing in here, they stand a good chance to win this fight and get 100 dunk in here.
Oh, wow. If they can get a big score right here, they will take this game back. We only have 10 seconds left. Are they able to put some points in this goal? Slowbro is trying its best. Does anything go in?
I don't think so. Nothing in at the very end. What an incredible hold from Fulsend's team. You know, you talked about the power of that Venusaur and its pedal dance. Really potent at just hitting everything on the point and keeping them from scoring through score shields.
And there you go, Fulsend taking that first game. You know, that was a scary one for both teams there at the end. Even though Blackhand lost that Zapdos, there were many moments that they could have won that game. We saw that ending game Zapdos fight really went in their favor.
All right, our players are heading back down to Eos Island into the arena. We see same splits as before, nothing too surprising there with Cinderace and Charizard going into those center paths.
And here is that big fight that happens early. This first Audino, it's like a mini Dreadnought, I've been told, and it looks like it was secured by Blackhand.
Yeah, Blackhand has been very consistent at winning this bottom path early. The water gun from Slowbro is especially good at last hitting, we see, as Slowbro secures the last hit on that Audino there, compared to Wiggly's double slap, which doesn't hit particularly hard.
Yeah, and you can see in moments like this, it really starts to get out of hand when a team starts winning all of those little fights early. The level advantage really swings in their favor, and by the time it's time to fight at the Bs, they're way ahead.
Oh, something a little strange appears to have happened with Blackhand center path character. Their second buff was not completed, and they rotated up to the top a little bit early, perhaps hoping to catch Otter out of position, but they were unable to do that, and now they're just kind of delayed getting to Bs in either location.
Wow, really impressed with Celestial there on that Charmeleon. Their Lucario was so low on Fulsend, but they were able to keep them at bay during that fight.
Blackhand's center path able to turn a little bit of a disadvantage into an advantage, showing up bottom in kind of a surprising move, allowing them to push this advantage 4-3 in a path where they were already ahead to start.
Yeah, and they're just going to continue winning in this bottom path because of it. And you can just see the level differential there, Jeff. Level 5 Eldegoss against the 3 Gossifleur. We finally have Ivysaur on the side of Fulsend. So this is not looking good for this bottom path of Fulsend.
And remember, the bottom path and the early pathing is not everything there is in the game. The place where the tone of the game really gets set is that first Dreadnought objective at the 7-minute mark. Interesting, we see all of Fulsend moving into the center path to try and clear out Crabs together before that second round of Bees comes up here at the 7:20 mark.
They must know, hey, we're behind. We really need to catch up. This is a great way to do it. And Fulsend right now, they could be pretty aggressive here. They have a game to lose, but also if they win this game, they are headed to the grand finals.
And another important thing to recognize is that this is a team game. Even though they're a little bit behind in the bottom path, there's more than just the bottom path. And Blackhand just had a very successful push up top, with Cinder now going back into the center to clear another round of these buffs before the Dreadnought objective comes up.
And one of the big questions is, which of the center area Pokemon, Cinderace or Charizard, do we see in this bottom path at Dreadnought? And do either of them have that incredibly powerful Unite move? Obviously, with Char, it is Charizard's Unite. It's absolutely devastating, as you said before, one of the most powerful in the game, and it is now Charizard. Here comes the Unite.
We see that Charizard rip that Unite move off as fast as possible. We see it position over to the left there a little bit, trying to zone out Blackhand a little bit. Now Cinderace is there, and there's its powerful Unite move, attempting to secure and being successful with that powerful last hitting attack.
Boy, I have to say, I love the play there from Blackhand. Charizard throws that Unite, and everyone runs away. So really all they're able to do is deal with that Slowbro in the bottom there.
Oh, Cinder just sent its Unite at the Charizard off screen there. I wonder if it got stunned out of it during the Dreadnought fight and just secured with an auto, perhaps?
I was also very confused there because we just saw kind of 2 unites get thrown down. Something like that must have happened there.
Yeah, something must have disrupted at the bottom. You can get stunned during the windup of Cinderace's Unite, stopping you from executing it, but it only resets it to 90% as opposed to all the way to 0 because you didn't actually get to use it yet.
And boy, Jeff, I did not notice this earlier. Look at the level differential here for these Lucarios. A level 10 Lucario already against a level 7. This is huge. And look at it, just head in there and dominate. It's throwing its slow smoke down. It's looking to KO multiple people. Actually getting pushed back here by that Wiggly. Very impressive play.
If Overlord gets knocked out here, it is huge. Yeah, look at that. Level 7 suddenly for Wigglytuff, level 8 for Otter. Again, when you get knocked out and you have a level or 2 difference between you and the Pokemon knocking out, you're giving them so much catch-up experience.
Well, I could say if I was the level 10 Lucario, I would have been a little shocked there. I thought he was getting a full team KO for a moment.
All right, Charizard able to steal the Rotom out from underneath the Cinderace and the Venusaur there.
I mean, that's just a little bit of payback for that. Oh, never mind. They're the same team who stole the Zap earlier. Full send, stealing. Here we go.
Trying to decide if they want to break here. Only a 5-point overcap, but breaking that outside point up top just gives you so much extra map pressure with any future Rotoms that it's generally correct to do what you can.
Got another fight down here. Unite moves being thrown down here. Interestingly enough, we do have Dreadnought spawning right now, so this is kind of an early Dreadnought fight right here. And we see, oh, wow, Venusaur going down, Charizard going down, Wigglytuff going down. Blackhand really taking care of this fight here.
Yeah, Blackhand kind of showing us here in the mid game exactly what we saw at the end of the first match, which is that their potential inside of these 5-on-5 brawls seems just far surpass anything Full Send is able to bring to the table.
Slowbro getting that last hit on that Dreadnought. Surf is such an incredible securing move. I've gotten many a Zapdos stolen from me by a Slowbro who's just standing there surfing around.
Especially once Slowbro hits that very critical level 11, the Surf not only suppresses the opposing team on the first wave, but every subsequent wave throws those Pokemon up into the air, stunning them out of whatever action they were trying to take for a moment.
Yes, it's truly a very, very brutal move, and one of the biggest reasons that you take this character, not to mention it just being an absolute tank. 3 KOs there from Lucario. They're just picking up multiple 3 KOs. We saw one earlier from Cinderace.
We see Charizard not quite level 13 yet for Team Full Send, while Blackhand Cinderace is solidly 13. Level advantage ever so slowly inching further in favor of the Blackhand team.
Interestingly enough, I mean, I feel like, do they know they're there? Are they aware that they are looking at each other, Jeff? Oh, man.
Somebody saw someone else walk into that bush, I'm confident.
You have to assume so, right? The way you're charging up that power-up punch, just staring at each other. Very Romeo and Juliet. I wonder if nobody showed up, if they would have danced together.
All right, we see Full Send getting perhaps a bit of a leg up in this team engagement. And remember, any knockouts Full Send is able to get are more valuable for them than they are for Blackhand because of the level differential between these teams.
Blackhand seeming to do very well in this fight, but not able to secure that Rotom. So that's something they're going to have to deal with as they move back here, continue to KO these wild Pokemon, level up, and just get ready, because in 30 seconds, we have a massive fight at the Zapdos pit.
All right, and it looks like Chaotic here is going to be an easy level 14. Venusaur has ticked level 13 for Blackhand. Heck, even Slowbro could be level 13 going into this final engagement. If it's alive, might be an early knockout as the team comes in to save them.
Oh, wow, and we actually have Unite moves being thrown down to save them. They recognized how important it was to have that vendor, to have that tank at this fight. They actually threw a incredibly important Unite, but it did save Slowbro.
Okay, so the positioning here from Blackhand is a little bit rough going into this fight. They had characters resetting, trying to gain life back. That being said, their team fight potential just seems so strong, thoroughly deleting Full Send for the second game in a row in the Zap Pit, not losing a single member.
Wow, look at that. 4 down right now. Blackhand back in this game. They just do not want this stolen, and they are able to KO Charizard right there. They thought, no, no, no. We see you, Char. We're not going to let you guys do it again. Blackhand with a dominant fight in that pit, even more dominant than game 1.
Yeah, they knocked out 4 people on full send and did not lose a single member. It looks like 100% of their team. Oh, I spoke too soon. Cinderace was knocked out just before it made it to the goal zone, but still 4 people putting in 100 points each still solidifies their lead. Every member of full send needs to dunk 100 points to get ahead in this match currently.
Well, this is nice for them, though. They've KO'd Cinderace, and now they've also KO'd that Lucario. They are not out of this game, but you're right. They need to put a lot of points in these goals, and it can't all be done on this one top goal or that outside bottom goal. They would really like to be heading towards their main base right now.
This might be it. Cinderace is just coming up now, but there's characters going down. All right, everybody is low here. Cinderace jumps in. It could do an incredible amount of damage. Yup.
Cinderace looking to get all these KOs right now. There's 2 from Cinderace, picked up by the Charizard. They are going to be able... No, they can't score here. Slowbro coming down with that massive surf, and now Lucario jumping into this fight with a huge close combat. Blackhand fighting them back in such a dramatic fashion. They are going to push them off these goals, and that is going to be the win for Blackhand. What a fight at that top goal.
Yeah, these inside goals provide additional healing and shields compared to the outer ones. So your ability to 3v5 like we saw there, especially when you have teammates jumping off that launch pad, stunning the opposing team for brief moments on the interim, really not that difficult to do.
Wow, really great game there. Now this, I have to assume, is more like what was happening earlier between these two teams. It felt like Blackhand had the upper hand, pardon the pun, all that game. They were over leveling them, and they won a decisive fight at that Zapdos pit. And they said, absolutely not, no way, I can't believe you even asked. And here we go, game 3 between Blackhand and Full Send. The winner of this, Jeff, is making it to the grand finals. Everything is on the line right now.
We see our center path characters doing what they do best, clearing these wild Pokemon, while the critical engagement over the wild Pokemon here in the bottom begins with Slowbro securing with that really powerful water gun charge up.
They just have a better secure, as we've talked about before, for Blackhand. Slowbro is ranged, Wiggly is not. Slowbro has the water gun. Wiggly just waves its hands back and forth. And look, I love its moves, and in fact, it's one of my favorite Pokemon to play. But Slowbro seems to outpace it here in this early bottom path.
We see here Cinderace getting to the top faster, not completing its crabs in the center path, so that way it can try and put damage on Overlord's Lucario. Unsuccessful in terms of getting a knockout on it, but still plenty of time to go back and get that top crab before the bees spawn at 8:50.
So we're going to have a Wiggly stuff. Ooh, that's actually surprising there. I think Slowbro expected to evolve right there, and it just did not happen. Maybe they were not close enough to that Pokemon when they got KO'd.
And this is the first time for an engagement that our left side team, the Blackhand, wasn't level 4 on their Slowbro for these bees.
Interesting. I really think that was just a slight error there. I don't think they were sure what happened. I'm wondering if we maybe have a disconnect on the side of Blackhand here. We just have their Eldegoss sitting in the back there. I think they might actually not be in this match right now.
That would be incredibly unfortunate for our team playing for their tournament life here currently in game 3.
Let me tell you, there's a lot of ways to catch up in Pokemon Unite. So while that would be pretty devastating, I have seen teams come back from it.
I have definitely been disconnected at the start of my matches and come back after not playing for the first 3 minutes. So there's, like we've talked about, there's a ton of chances for catch-up experience in this game. If Eldegoss gets back in here, it can.
Yes! I was just going to say, are they able to do it if they pull this Corphish close enough to Eldegoss and KO it? All of a sudden, it will evolve. What a play. You love to see it.
Got to help a teammate out when they can't help themselves, Braggles. Excellent teamwork here from Blackhand side.
And we can see, this is just going to be a hard fight here. And if I'm reading it correctly, I think Eldegoss might be at a bot right now, AFK. I'm not positive if they've connected back to this game.
We see an incredible level advantage for these players in the top path, though. 2 level 8s for Lucario and Cinder, while Cinder and Lucario for our right side team, Full Send, are only level 7 and 5.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Lucario we saw last game from Overlord, just that massive monster of a Lucario. And here we have our fight in the bottom path at Dreadnought. So much damage going down. Who gets the secure? It is the Ivysaur from Blackhand.
Yep, getting that advantage now, pushing it even further. This objective secure gets Cinderace to level 9, which lets them use that Unite move to push their advantage even more. 4v5, no problem for Blackhand.
Yeah, and Blackhand is doing all of this without their Eldegoss. Their Eldegoss is not in this game, Jeff. You could see them back at base. It feels like I'm playing solo queue right now, and I didn't give someone my jungle because they are disconnected.
The ever-present solo queue Eldegoss center path. We see Lucario firing off its Unite move, recognizing that it's very important that it does not get knocked out by the characters that are 3 levels underneath it here.
Wow, and look at this here. I mean, I'm just so impressed with Blackhand right here. They have played in such an amazing fashion, and they are down a Pokemon. They're still taking all these wild Pokemon, continuing to level up, increasing the level advantage for their team right here. I hope that Pokemon is now reconnected. I believe they have, because they seem to be doing something that an AFK bot would not do.
Correct. The bots in this game do not go and clear wild Pokemon of their own volition. They simply follow around with their players. So it looks like we are back 5-5, and honestly, no harm, no foul. Blackhand is still ahead in points. They're up in levels. Like, they're still solidly in control of this game.
Interesting. They're not going to break this top path goal here. I'm a little surprised. This would be a big overcap for the team, but they have decided not to do it here.
They did take the break there after the fact. It looks like perhaps they wanted to pull Overlord up to try and secure a knockout first.
And now we're seeing, ooh, big Unite move, taking down that Eldegoss here, and they're just getting set up for this Dreadnought. It's going to be up here in this bottom path in another 4 seconds here.
That's one of those kind of awkward-ish Unite moves. Like, you're happy to get the knockout there, but we're also so far away from the Dreadnought at that point that the Eldegoss is going to be back in here before this fight actually takes place.
And here we go. Unite's coming down from every direction. And oh my goodness, 3 members of Full Send going down right now. 4 members going down. Cinderace running away, saving itself. But Cinderace, what about your friends, they say? Wow, 4 KOs for this Venusaur.
We just see continually throughout this entire set, every time there is a 5v5 engagement, Blackhand comes out solidly on top of it.
Their group fighting, the way that they play together is incredible. And honestly, hats off to them. They have had a player not here for a good portion of this game. And look how dominant they still are.
Oh, interesting. We actually see not Blaze Kick Cinderace, but Pyro Ball Cinderace from Full Send on the right side here. I hadn't noticed that attack upgrade before just now.
That is interesting. It's less used, but still a devastating move. The amount of damage you can output with it is incredible. I wonder, I did not notice in the item selection, but I wonder if we have no buddy barrier on that Cinderace then. Oftentimes you can see that with a Muscle Band, Scope Lens, Razor Claw.
And for those of you at home, Blaze Kick is generally speaking the meta or preferred choice for that attack slot on Cinderace because it gives the character increased mobility around the battlefield, because not only does it jump in and stun the thing that you're targeting, but it lets you reposition off of it in the direction of your choosing.
It really is one of the funnest moves in the game. And here is this moment we talked about before, Jeff. They are holding this Rotom. They don't want to send it down until they absolutely have to, because they wanted to exert the most pressure they can with the least time left in the match.
And we see there Otter VGC pushing up closely there to kind of say, hey, if you don't finish this thing off, I'm going to come in and clean it out, forcing that Rotom to walk down before it could be too scary.
And now they are not really in position, Full Send, to fight over this Dreadnought here, because they had to deal with that Rotom. It's a really sharp play from Blackhand here, and I think they're going to get this Dreadnought without much of resistance from Full Send.
Okay, we see an Eldegoss coming in here, perhaps looking for a steal, but Chaotic able to take that down safely before Full Send's team is able to push up. And we see the level differential extending a little bit further here. 3 level 13s for Blackhand and just a single level 13 so far for Full Send.
And this is the big moment here. You can feel it, Jeff. In 2 minutes, one of these teams is heading into the grand finals. They are all positioning themselves around this Zapdos fight, trying to get as much experience as they can, continuing to level up. We see Full Send waiting up in that top L bush. And here we go. The fight is happening. Unites are coming down from just about every angle. Cinderace throwing its Unite, and they're trying to take that Zapdos, and they are able to. Full Send secures the Zapdos.
There are so many knockouts here. It looks like only 3 people gonna get to score for Full Send, but those 3 people might just be enough here. We see an over 100-point lead happening here. Lucario dunking, extending that lead to over 200 points. And even if both people from Blackhand were able to get their dunks in, they would still be behind.
Wow, so this game is really, really close right now. Only about 150 points separate these teams right here. And we have one member of Full Send down. Blackhand needs to win a big fight here at this bottom goal. Can they do it? Can they put some of these points in? Are any of them going to be able to land?
We see some knockouts coming here. The first one goes down for Full Send with no returns yet on Blackhand's side. That being said, they do have the advantage of fighting on this point, which is healing them and providing shield. Second and thirds go down.
Oh, wow. This was such a great fight for Blackhand. Are they able to capitalize on this moment? Overlord, no! Overlord is going down! Oh, wow, a full team KO! Celestial, look at that. Did it get all 5? Oh my goodness gracious.
And that's all she wrote, Spraggles. At the cooldown timers on the respawns from Blackhand, they are down and out, going to have to be content with a 3rd place in this month's finals. But remember, they're going to get to come back guaranteed for the finals again next month, being one of the top 4 finishing teams today.
What an incredible series of games. And now we're going to see Full Send head into the grand finals. And the interesting thing about this is, if we were to see Blackhand head into those grand finals, we would see a team that already went up against Gaming Gladiators go up against them again. But Full Send and Gaming Gladiators have not met each other in this entire series. These are going to be some exciting games to watch.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Full Send is able to put up, some type of resistance to Gaming Gladiators' already dominating performance in this event.